What if the most powerful figures in Hollywood weren't just making movies, but hiding some of the darkest secrets you'd never imagine?
Quite a few times. I can't even really bring fully to words how lost, empty, desperate, confused. I really lost sight of everything that was right in front of me, which is the family I had. And I think the weight that it put on Ashton, it's kind of a natural thing to pull back when somebody's, clinging too tight.
Hollywood's bright lights have always masked its shadowy underbelly. For decades, the A-list elite has curated a veneer of glamour, romance, and success. But beneath the surface lies a labyrinth of power plays, hidden agendas, and secrets that, if revealed, could bring the entire house of cards crashing down.
Millions of people all over the world look at Hollywood as the place where dreams come true and anyone can make it. But unfortunately for some who embark on their Hollywood dreams, they instead find themselves trapped in a nightmare surrounded by famous monsters. Sean Combs is the latest monster to be unmasked and revealed to allegedly be committing heinous actions. Combs' unspeakable actions are alleged to have started decades ago, and today we're going to explore Combs and some of his closest friendships and collaborators across the last 20 years. In the early 2000s, while working on his hit show with MTV, Combs met Hollywood's latest golden boy, Ashton Kutcher. Combs and Kutcher created a fabricated story for how they met, but later in the video, we'll discuss the alleged real story, as this encounter with Combs would set up 20 years of friendship and showed Combs that Kutcher, supported by his best friend Danny Masterson, could keep a secret. Combs enjoyed spending time with Kutcher so much, he started inviting him to do everything friends would do together. In 2003, Combs decided that he and Kutcher should form a partying group and invited Danny Masterson and Wilder Valderrama, Kutcher's best friends and co-stars, to be a part of the group that he dubbed the New Hollywood Rat Pack. Throughout the early 2000s, this Rat Pack partied together, and Kutcher and Combs finished out the first decade of their friendship, with Kutcher co-hosting Combs' infamous White Party in 2009. Throughout the 2010s, Ashton Kutcher and Sean Combs expanded their relationships, with Kutcher inviting Combs into the world of venture capitalism through WeWork and several other endeavors. As WeWork's strategic partner, it was Kutcher who brought Combs into WeWork, a company that has been mired in controversy due to the egregious and ruthless self-centered decisions by another of Kutcher's closest friends.
This is where our story begins, with Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, and their entanglement with Sean Diddy Combs, a name that has become synonymous with opulence, controversy, and whispers of something much darker.
Because we had brought in a third party into our relationship, Ashton said that blurred the lines and to some extent justified what he's done. This was referring to the fact that Kutcher had once cheated on Moore. In 2011, a 22-year-old woman named Sarah Leal went public when she and Kutcher had sex following an all-night party at the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego. According to a report by Us Weekly, the incident occurred on Moore and Kutcher's 6th wedding anniversary, although Kutcher reportedly told Leal he and Moore were separated at the time. Moore wrote in her memoir, "He admitted it right away." Kutcher later spoke about the cheating allegations with Esquire, saying, "You own the you did wrong, and you go forward." Infidelity seems to have been the final straw in Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher's relationship, as they announced their split shortly after Kutcher was accused of cheating. But even before the divorce was finalized in 2013, the marriage had taken its toll on Moore's health and well-being. Moore, who had been sober for decades, suddenly found herself drinking and taking prescription pills, as well as using synthetic marijuana, which landed her in the hospital.
To understand how this web of connections unraveled, we need to go back to the early 2000s. Ashton Kutcher was more than a household name. He was the life of the party. As the lovable goofball from That 70s Show, Kutcher's meteoric rise made him a fixture in Hollywood's most exclusive circles. Known for his pranks and his charm, he was the golden boy who could do no wrong. Or so it seemed.
Either the Bo Derek Show or That 70s Show.
Yeah, and the only thing on Fox at the time was like Married with Children and The Simpsons.
Right.
And so it was like this, like, what do I don't know what to do.
Yeah, how do you make that decision? Because why go with Fox? They barely had a network at that point.
I understood like 5 kids sitting in a basement smoking weed. Like, to me,
Right.
that was like, wait, hold on, that makes sense.
Although
The Bo Derek Show didn't make sense.
It was about cowboy surfers in Hawaii. And I was like, that I don't understand that.
you would have been a cowboy surfer
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bo Derek was a big star and beautiful, and it's
Big
on
deal.
NBC.
But it was Bonnie and Terry Turner and Mark Brazil were the executive producers. It was Carsey Warner that had made Roseanne, which
Right.
was the show that, like, when I was a kid,
Cosby Show, I think. they made.
Cosby Show. They did Third Rock from the Sun. They did, that group had churned out high quality stuff.
By the way, Bo Derek Show only lasted for 6 episodes. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I was sure that it wasn't going to work.
But isn't it amazing that Hollywood, they call, like they fly you out and you audition for 2 things and right away? I mean, nobody gets that kind
It
of
was
action.
crazy. It was a crazy day.
Did it go to your head?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be insane. Like, you probably like, holy, this is easy.
I had a really good, like, 5 years where I was pretty sure that I was awesome.
Right, because then even I think during that 70s show, you got Dude, Where's My Car? And that thing made like how much?
Yeah.
It made like, it's a $13 million movie that made like $73 million.
Yeah, I had a good run of really successful things that happened back to back to back, and
And then you had Punked.
Kutcher's introduction to Sean Diddy Combs came through MTV's Punked, a show that turned celebrity humiliation into entertainment gold. When Diddy became one of Kutcher's unsuspecting targets, the mogul's reaction surprised everyone. Instead of outrage, Diddy reportedly laughed it off, saying, "Man, that's some genius-level trickery." From that moment on, the two formed an unlikely bond, one that extended far beyond the camera. They were inseparable. Diddy's lavish lifestyle, complete with private jets, all-night parties, and the kind of exclusivity money couldn't buy, drew Ashton into a world few outsiders could even imagine. Alongside Jamie Foxx and a rotating cast of A-listers, the duo became fixtures of Hollywood's wildest nights.
In 2010, by the way, when Time magazine named Ashton Kutcher as one of the 100 most influential people that year, Combs offered the following quote, saying, "Ashton Kutcher is a sounding board for me. Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul, but we are yin and yang. I am in your face, but he is understated, cool, suave." In 2019, Sean Evans of the channel First We Feast interviewed Kutcher while they ate spicy wings on Hot Ones, and he asked Ashton Kutcher about how he met the rapper and about Combs' infamous parties.
Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. Our relationship was really bizarre. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, "I'm going for a run." He's like, "Oh, I'll go for a run with you." And so he comes over to go for a run. About halfway through the run, he's like, "Yo, I'm running out of gas right now." But we had like paparazzi all around us at the time. He's like, "You gotta slow down, but make it look like you're not slowing down."
Because he had to
I don't want to look
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing. And he was losing it. We finished out the run, and then he was so upset over the fact that he got skunked on this run. That year, he decided to run the New York Marathon. And so he just started immediately training for the New York Marathon.
I like that. Bounce back.
Well, he just can't lose. Even when he's that close to humility, that like it becomes a driver. And so then he went out and ran the New York Marathon.
When Ashton Kutcher made the Time 100 list in 2010, Diddy told the publication about their partying heyday, saying, "For a while, with Jamie Foxx, we were a rat pack, hanging out, going to clubs. I remember one night he was with Demi, maybe for the first time, and a couple of weeks later he called to tell me he was in love. Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul, but we are yin and yang. I am in your face, but he is understated, cool, suave." That wasn't the only apparent difference between Diddy and Kutcher. In an interview with the Daily Herald, Kutcher revealed, Our friendship has helped me become aware of the fact that people are becoming comfortable with something that's still very uncomfortable. Kutcher said that people would wonder why he and Diddy were friends since their backgrounds were so different, he explained. But it wasn't that he was a hip-hop mogul and I was a farm kid. It was because he was black and I was white. It was that simple. If he was a white hip-hop artist from New York, nobody would have noticed. Despite having an unconventional friendship, the two have remained close over the years, but whether their friendship survives Diddy's legal battle is another question entirely.
Diddy's infamous white parties in the Hamptons were the stuff of legend, where champagne flowed like water, and whispers of anything goes activities were common. But behind the glamour was a darker narrative, one that Demi Moore, Ashton's soon-to-be partner, reportedly picked up on almost immediately.
Diddy gained a reputation for his star-studded white party hosted annually in the Hamptons, and in 2009, his BFF Ashton Kutcher appeared as co-host. While these gatherings don't take place anymore, it's probably fair to assume that Kutcher wishes he had passed on the invitation. The goings-on at Diddy's parties must have been pretty debaucherous, as Kutcher couldn't even divulge what transpired during his appearance on Hot Ones. When asked about the rappers' get-togethers, Kutcher replied, "Wow, okay, I've got a lot. I can't tell. I can't tell that one either." One of Diddy's parties took a dark turn in 2022 when his son Christian Combs allegedly sexually assaulted a staff member of the yacht that the rapper had chartered. Grace O'Markey claimed that Christian forced her to drink alcohol that she suspected was laced with before being groped and pressured to perform sexual acts. Luckily, she managed to escape the ordeal.
When Demi Moore entered Ashton's life, it wasn't just Hollywood that took notice. It was Diddy himself. Moore, a powerhouse in her own right, was no stranger to navigating the industry's murky waters. With blockbuster hits and an unparalleled career, Moore's influence was undeniable. But her presence didn't just transform Ashton's public image. It altered the trajectory of his personal relationships, particularly his bond with Diddy.
He loved my children. It wasn't something he feared. He seemed to be comfortable with the enormity of the ex-husband. I mean, I felt like I was not coming with baggage. I had trunks.
I think by now you've probably heard that Demi Moore is very candid in her new memoir, Inside Out. I mean, she's talking about her childhood of drinking and her marriages to both Bruce Willis and Ashton Kutcher. And let me just say, things get real personal. Demi opens up about Ashton's cheating.
You got a Google alert?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
I asked if it was true. And he admitted it right away. And I think my response was, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Demi also reveals that at 42, she became pregnant with Ashton's child, but suffered a miscarriage. She says the miscarriage caused her to turn to drugs and drinking after 20 years of sobriety.
And then enter Vicodin. 12 pills a day?
Yeah, it definitely got up there.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I commend Demi for her openness in this memoir. It cannot be easy, but Ashton might not be feeling the same way. On Tuesday, the day of the book's release, he tweeted, quote, "I was about to push the button on a really snarky tweet. Then I saw my son, daughter, and wife, and I deleted it." He also tweeted this, quote, "Life is good," crediting his dad, Larry. And then this one, "For truth, text me," which is just a way to sign up for his community app text. But still, the timing on all three of these is a little suspect.
Sources close to Moore describe her as fiercely protective, especially when it came to Ashton's penchant for partying. According to insiders, Moore quickly identified the dangers of Diddy's social circle.
I think there's a strong chance of that. I think there's going to be two groups of main people prosecutors will be speaking to. Those that will be called as witnesses if a trial goes forward, that, they'll show up at the courtroom. What they testify to will be reported on, so it'll be made public. But I think there's also going to be a large number of people that prosecutors speak to just to get background information. Possibly they could lead prosecutors to other names of people who are involved, background information. Maybe they might have forms of physical evidence that would be helpful to them, that prosecutors might say, okay, you might not have enough to be called as a witness, but this information is really helpful and could lead us to other parts of the case.
At first, Ashton resisted. After all, his nights with Diddy weren't just about fun. They were about access. Diddy's inner circle wasn't just a who's who of Hollywood. It was a nexus of power, influence, and, some say, secrets that could ruin careers. But Moore's persistence paid off. By 2004, Ashton had largely distanced himself from the mogul, trading late-night escapades for a more grounded existence with Demi.
Well, that's a very fact-specific question. We don't know the facts. Did somebody see something and not say something versus did somebody encourage something to happen versus did something go on that someone participated in? All of those details make a difference. What I can say, and I don't want to speculate in the least, honestly, about, does a particular celebrity, whether it's Ashton or somebody else, face, collateral liability. But what I can say is that in a situation like this, any smart celebrity's, entertainment lawyer is going to be consulting with criminal defense counsel as well, so that if a subpoena does come down, or if someone was at a party where potentially something illegal, happened, you want to be ready and understand what the potential liability is. You want to be able to counsel your client. Are you going to answer questions from, federal investigators, or are you going to take the Fifth Amendment? How exactly do you handle this? You don't wait until the day you get your client gets a subpoena to then start thinking about,
Right.
well, gee, what's our position here? So again, that's without any speculation as to whether there's any liability whatsoever on the part of Ashton Kutcher or anyone else.
Yep.
Because you've been in it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I remember my mom used to watch on General Hospital, right? Like, you've been in it.
A long time.
Yes.
As I said, I calculated, I think over 45 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah.
That I have had the privilege of doing this. That is the truth.
But what exactly was Demi so afraid of? According to reports, Diddy's parties weren't your average Hollywood gatherings. Guests signed NDAs before stepping foot into his mansions, and cameras were strictly prohibited. Those who attended spoke of extravagant displays of wealth and excess, but beneath the surface were rumors of activities that strayed far beyond the legal or moral boundaries.
She says that she was drugged and gang-raped by Diddy and his entourage at a private home in the Bay Area back in 2018. She says after the gang rape, she slashed Diddy with a knife and was shot at by either Diddy or a member of the entourage before narrowly escaping with her life. She then says she was rescued by a neighbor nearby who called police, but she claims the officers who responded ignored her. I reported those details from the court filing, but now Ashley has agreed to sit down with me and detail what happened in person. I also asked her some difficult questions about specifics in her alleged ordeal. In return, we agreed to hide her face, and she joined me earlier today along with her attorney, Ariel Mitchell. If you can, and I'm sorry these questions are so difficult. I'm following along with the affidavit for the most part. Can you tell me what happened after you say Sean Combs allegedly raped with the TV remote? What happened after that in that bedroom with all of those people present?
They took turns raping me, and Sean Combs raped me anally. Shane Pierce also raped me, but vaginally. And the bodyguard guy, he raped me as well while Sean Combs was sitting in a chair naked, filming it and jerking off to watching me be.
Sean Combs was masturbating while you say the other members of his party were taking turns with you?
Yeah.
So here's me in Manhattan. The party consisted of a lot of people that are in the entertainment industry, a lot of people that are in hip hop, in the music industry. And I met a few of the inner circle friends that are very close to Diddy. and the same people I saw throughout the 10-year period of, hanging out with this inner circle of entertainment industry people. The first and real initiation, I guess, was me taking a sip of alcohol that basically changed my life. The way I was approached these situations after that. Like, I literally was not able to let my guard down after that. Like, that experience of me being drugged set me up for the rest of my period of time in New York. I knew that for my safety, I had to be fully aware of what I was doing every step of the way after that really horrific incident that happened to me.
What's your take on the rumors and controversies surrounding Diddy? Are these shocking claims shedding light on hidden truths, or are they just wild conspiracies in the chaotic world of fame and fortune? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. This story is far from over,